Okay, well, things are looking pretty good. I've changed obviously last time I had a few issues with the pumps and stuff like that. I've changed them. I put my Walbro pumps in there, and I actually had to feel them to see if they were running. They're so quiet and smooth. But no more fuel issues. I've changed that. I got rid of the manifold under it. I can't show it because I've got it all back together. I'll show a little bit of footage of just doing some runs up and down the strip. Put my Aussie built radiator in it. I've done the fiberglass work on the cowling and stuff like that, which I'll turn this around and have a look. But it's good. It's going really good. The new motor's going fantastic. Really, really happy now that I've got this result. I reckon I've probably got it sorted. I wish I knew then what I know now, but didn't. But we're all good. Okay. There was a lot of misconceptions with that last video I did that I was really angry, really upset, and I was pretty disappointed and perturbed and stuff like that. But I still do believe in this engine. You know, like, it's a good motor. When you ring up Mark Kettering to ask questions, he always answers, you know, and he tries his best to help. At the end of the day, he's an engine manufacturer, you know, so it's just that it was a long road to get there, and hopefully by me doing these videos, I can help people that are going to use this motor as well, and just get it right the first time and save yourself a shitload of money. All right, but literally I'll attach a bit of footage. I've just been doing some high-speed runs. I've got like another hour and a half to run off this for 5 hours, and then I've got to change the oil as for another mineral oil as per directed from the factory, and the oil filter, and then I will hopefully we can start flying. But like, just belting up and down the runway, God, it just wants to fly. It's making so much power, and it doesn't, like, just cruising along at 60 knots on the ground with a little wheel stand. It's like we're just about to take off. It's right on the limit, and we're doing like 4,000 revs. You know, I want to fly at 4,200 revs. But even or less, it's unreal. So really happy. It's really smooth. In fact, it's so much smoother and so much quieter than it used to be. I'm literally finding other rattles in my plane that I didn't know were there. So I'm like, that's good. I'm running around finding all these other little rattly things. But otherwise, it's going really good. Plane feels great. And yeah, so I'll just stop and do a bit of turnaround and show you what I've done. I haven't got the cowlings off at the moment because I only just wheeled it back in the hangar. But yeah, hang on. Okay, so I've pulled out the 2 stock pumps because I didn't like them. And instead of putting the Bosch 044 in, I just put the 2 Walbro pumps in that fitted perfectly in there, and just replumbed it. I've still got to pull this over, there's a bit of heat shielding there. But these two, they allowed me to get rid of this block that I had to use in here with these barbs, because the stock pumps had 1/2 inch fittings down the bottom, whereas this is just the 3/8. So I've got 3/8 line going right through now, so it's perfect. And I just wish I'd done that in the first place. But well, we live and we learn. But very excited now. I'm so close, and I've got 2 more hours to run off the motor, which is going really, really nice. And hopefully we're back in the air. Yay! Whoop, how about that? All right, my plane. All right, so I had to do fiberglass work in here to clear the other radiator. I've got an Australian built radiator in there, and I've had to put a bulb in it over this side as well, and literally I didn't even put enough in, so I've got to cut it out a bit and glass a bit more. Oil cooler's down in there. Okay, it's pretty cool. I've still got to glass this side off, that side's blocked up. I've got some NACA ducting in here, and like cold air, I've put a K&N filter in there, I think it was. It's a full filter. I've put a vent up the top here, which seems to be working really good. Like, that's not even hot. It's so good. Last time it was boiling. Had a rattle down here. It was my exhaust pipe actually bashing on the side. So we've got a scoop in there, and it's pulling it out. Now, temperatures. Now, last time I was running the temperatures, never had an oil cooler on it. We had issues. Even after I made all the modifications to the cowling, it was running at 100 degrees and then plus, but the motor was fucked. Like, there was damage to the engine. I've just spent 45 minutes belting up and down the strip, and it didn't get over 86 degrees centigrade. Okay, that is amazing. So I just want to fly it now. I just want to take it off. But we've got a few more engine hours to run, an oil change, and we're going to run. I had a friend of mine who's a flight instructor in with me just for these ground runs, and he was like, let's fly, you know. So but can't do it yet. Still looking after the engine. But outside of that, really happy, really happy. I'll attach the a ground run or two to it that I videoed, and yeah, hopefully it's all cool. Oh, just one thing, like, if I didn't feel safe with this motor, I didn't believe in it, it wouldn't be in my plane now. I would have pulled it out. I did consider it because I was having so much trouble, but the engine itself is rock solid. Like, the engine itself's really good. I just have a problem with the ancillaries that come with it, but that's easy to fix and easy to change if you know. I did get a Bosch 044 pump, and I put it in and it pulled a lot of power, and I was like, nah. So I pulled it out and I just put my Walbro GSL 393s in, and like, one of those pumps will run a V8. It's got the fuel pressure's perfect, they're quiet, they use almost no power. They're about $200 Australian each, but it's a small price to pay for something that's never ever going to shit itself, So yeah, anyway,